Hi, this is Ron Kinscherf with Muddy River News, and welcome to the Business Big Picture. We're joined by Jason Watkins from Strategic Management Consulting. All right, small, medium, large businesses, obviously they want to make a profit. Does it vary how those businesses go about that based on their size?
It definitely does. Some small businesses, all on you. Do you want to be up with the times? Do you want to be up with the market? If you want to go into a big business, you got more people. You got more managers to deal with. You've got to have a common interest. There's a lot more money that's involved. Is there enough money in the area to sustain keeping you profitable? Are definitely things that we want to make sure that we're managing correctly.
I think one thing businesses are challenged with is, especially if they produce a product or sell a product, is just because you sell the most of something doesn't mean that's the most profitable thing that you're selling. So as a business consultant, is that something you help a business juggle?
Definitely. You can have, like you said, you can sell the most of a product, but is it the quality there? Is your shipping needs appropriate? We're in the middle of an area we're surrounded by crops and farming area. It's a little bit more difficult to your supply chain to get the products here.
And then obviously labor is a big portion of your cost. And is it difficult for a business of any size to try to figure out what that cost is per product? I think that would be a very difficult calculation to come up with. Is that something that needs to be discussed?
Oh, absolutely. You always want to look at your overhead costs and your cost of doing business. There are so many different costs depending on your business that you really want to hone in on, especially when you're getting ready to start a business. You got to be prepared for, just because you hear something or you read something or somebody told you something, you want to do your homework. You want to make sure that you're ready for what you're getting ready to step into.
So is there something that is commonly missed though, when you're trying to determine your cost for that widget?
There are always underlying factors, and sometimes it changes on the fly. You got to make sure your supplier and your manufacturers are on board, making sure that they know what is going on. For instance, you look at the stock market. Stock market crashes. Well, their investors just quit investing in that company. There's nobody to pay for their overhead expenses or pay for their salaries. You can go out of business overnight if you're not careful.
Yeah, but how as a business owner do you prepare for a scenario like that? I mean, if you're doing well for 6 months, you're selling widget ABC, now all of a sudden costs dramatically change, your supplier, I mean, is there a way that you actually prepare for that?
Absolutely, be as tight as possible. Don't do expenses that are not necessarily. You can spend as much as you want and things around you and rubber bands or paper clips or window cleaning. Is it something you really need? You really have to look at the bottom line.
And how important is diversification within that product line or services that you offer?
Well, what the best part about it is if you're a small business, you can adapt a lot quicker. There's a lot less people involved. So being able to adapt to what circumstances or what the nature or the economy around you or just the plain ecosystem that you're dealing with.
So as a veteran-owned and operated your business, how important or what advantages would a veteran-owned business have in today's marketplace?
The biggest advantage you'll get having a veteran-owned business is you've got individuals that have a work ethic that is unmatched. You also have people that have a sense of pride and patriotism, and they want to really genuinely care for you, for the country, and there's a passion to do well. And especially if they're owning their own business, they've already put all the stock into what they're doing. They put all the hardcore nature and research into it, and they're backed by the government usually. So it's good to have that.
Do you feel that gives you an advantage with working with people and businesses? That background that you have?
Absolutely. I feel that I can connect with people a lot more. I've had to deal with people all over the country. It gives me a more worldly outlook on people and what's going on, not just politically or governmentally, but with the individual as well. I can read people a lot better because when you go overseas for a little while, you realize you have a lot of different people and you learn to connect with people a lot better.
All right. That's been the Business Big Picture. I'm Ron Kinscherf with Muddy River News. Jason Watkins, thanks.
Thank you, sir.